Ballast water brings invasive species to the Great Lakes, which has had, for decades, profound economic and ecological effects on the region. The poster child for ballast water has probably been the zebra mussel, which now causes over $200 million of damage annually in the Great Lakes region.
The Asian carp is a 40 to 80 pound leviathan that consumes 40% of its weight every day, and it's now a short swim from Lake Michigan. The carp's journey began in the 1970s when it was imported from China to clean southern fish hatcheries of algae. But floods in the 1990s swept them into the Mississippi and its tributaries, including the Illinois and the shipping canal that connects that river to Lake Michigan.
And so Congressman Camp and I have introduced legislation in the House and the Senate, bipartisan. Senator Durbin is now a co-sponsor with me, and it puts in place a requirement to create an action plan by the Army Corps of Engineers to have a permanent solution. We would permanently change and divert the waters from the Mississippi River so they would not go into the Great Lake.
An electronic barrier was built to try and stop the fish from entering the lakes, but carp DNA has already been found at several locations past the barrier.
The Asian carp's progress has been inexorable, and anything man has done to deter it has at most only delayed it.
Bighead Asian carp was found from a recent fish kill in that area. Now this is big because it's the first actual carp found that close to the Great Lakes, about within 10 miles of Lake Michigan. Before, environmental officials had found only trace DNA of the destructive fish.
This discovery shows that Asian carp, one of the world's most rampant invasive species, are at the doorstep of the Great Lakes.
The threat that they pose to the Great Lakes being just enormous planktivores. They consume up to 40 to 60% of their body weight each day in plankton, which is considerable given that they weigh up to 60 to 100 pounds. Of course, plankton constitutes the bottom of the food chain for every other fish species that lives in the Great Lakes and indeed in the Illinois and Mississippi rivers. We've seen a huge amount of displacement of other species. In fact, 95% of the biomass in the Illinois River where we'll be today is made up of Asian carp.
One of the things we want to do is shut down the locks, because right now they're too close to the Great Lakes.
Closing the lock would help ensure the carp do not get into Lake Michigan's request to immediately close locks that connect the Great Lakes and the Mississippi River.
Including the governor of Michigan, Jennifer Granholm, who wants to force Chicago to shut down the lock.
To prevent this catastrophe, ecological experts have said that closing the locks that separate the Illinois River from Lake Michigan is the single most important step we can take to prevent these species from entering the Great Lakes.